Hey amazing artists, Mrs. Parven here, coming to you from my front steps today because this has to do with our theme this week. One thing that's been sort of constant for all of us is the idea of being at home. And rather thinking about it in terms of being stuck at home, I like to think of it as being safe at home. So all of our projects this week are going to have to do with being at home. Let me show you what I mean. So this great idea of art at home projects came from an art teacher friend of mine named Laura Lee Chambers, who started doing these really cool home inspired projects back in March when we all started to be sheltering in place. So thank you, Laura Lee, for your amazing ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. Let's get started. So for your first choice, you're going to make a found object sculpture and spell out the word home. H-O-M-E, kind of like when we did our color wheel challenge way back in March. So you're going to gather different items to make the word home and then take a picture of it. And then you can also make a drawing of your creation. Let me show you some examples to give you some ideas. So first you want to gather some different items around your house that you can spell out the word home with. Obviously I have art supplies because that's what I have a lot of. And I'm just going to move these to the side and start arranging them to spell out the words in home. I made my H out of popsicle sticks, the O out of sharpeners, the M out of markers and crayons, and I'm going to use this embroidery thread for my E. And I framed the whole thing around with rulers. There it is. Home. Here's some more ideas for you. The one on the left was made out of dandelions. The one on the right was made out of food. This one was made out of puzzle pieces. And then the one on the right, you can see all sorts of ideas. I can't wait to see your home sculpture. So for your second choice, we're going to do a what's behind the door drawing. And you're going to take a look at your front door. So the front door is really what separates you from being inside versus you being outside. Maybe you live in a house or an apartment building or a townhome or a double-decker, and everyone's front door looks a little bit different. So you're going to do a drawing of your front door. I'm going to show you what I did with my front door. So the picture on the left is my actual front door. I opened the screen so you could see it a little bit better. And then you'll see my sketch of my front door on the right. I've also included my house number and my doorbell. I'm going to show you some tricks on how to draw your door to make it look a little more realistic. So here's a close-up of my drawing. Notice how I've used some shading and shadows to make the door look 3D. So I'm going to show you some of those tricks and tips. You want to start, of course, by drawing a rectangle, which is what most doors are shaped like. You could use a ruler if you wanted. I'm just going to draw it freehand here. Now, to make it look 3D, you want to create those corners. So you're going to draw 4 diagonal lines, one from each corner like so. These lines are going to build the frame of the door. So now you're just going to connect those diagonal lines with straight lines right to the end. And you can see now it almost looks like the door is starting to pop out away from the frame. We can do the same thing with a window here in the center. So I'm going to just make my little window and make those 4 diagonal lines in the corners like this. So it has the same effect when you start connecting those. And I'm going to make the little window panes. So you have to kind of be careful. You don't want these to crisscross. So I'm just going to kind of make them like this. And then you can add some shading and shadow. And that's what's going to make it look more 3-dimensional, just like in my original example here. Now I'm going to show you how to draw an interior door, a door inside. So you want to get, this is a business card that you can trace. You could also just use a ruler, but you want to make sure it's the same on all sides. So I'm just going to go around the card like this and trace it. Set that to the side. And like we did with the front, we're going to make some diagonal lines going outwards, but just on one side. And these are going to be a little longer. These longer lines are going to form the top and bottom of the open door. And then you're just going to connect them like so. I like using a ruler for this. It's a little, I have a little mistake there, so I'm just going to erase that. But first, 2 diagonal lines facing in, and I'm going to connect those as well. So now it looks like a solid door that's opening. And I'm just going to erase that little line where I went over. Now I'm going to create the frame around the doorway. So I'm just doing another line across. And now I'm going to make the wall. So it looks like the door is opening from a wall, so just a line extending, and you want it to be lined up like so. And now you have an open door. Make a little knob, and you can make the door leading to wherever you would like. And there's a little lock right there, and that's it. I know a lot of you are interested in paper folding and origami, and what's more fun than a pop-up house? So for your third choice, I'm going to show you how to make a little pop-up origami house that you can decorate any way you want. This is a really great project. Let's get started. So I have my paper here. I like using copy paper. It's just a little thinner and easier to fold. So you're gonna start by folding your paper in half, just like a book. And remember, you wanna put your finger in the middle, and then you're gonna fold it in half again. So just like this, and so I have the 4 sections. And now I'm gonna open it up like a book, and you're gonna fold the outside edge into the inner fold. So you're gonna fold the other side in like this, smooth it down, open it up, and you'll see you have 4 different sections with 4 fold lines. Smooth that out. Slide your finger underneath, and we're going to slide it right up to that folded part to start to make the roof. Let me show you that again. So I turned it to make it a little easier. So my finger slid, and I'm going to slide it under until I get that little bit of a bend to make a triangular roof like this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So slide your finger up to the fold, make a triangle out of the top on that line, smooth it out, and now you have your 2 roofs on each side like this. With origami, the folding is very important. You want to be sure that you press and fold. So now when I lift this up and bend it back, I'll have sort of a house that can stand up on the table. You can see the front of the house, the back of the house, and you just want to balance it. When you want to decorate it, you want to lay it flat, and then you can decorate each side. Sorry, it's a little bit out of view here. Here we go. And it stands up like that. So you can see I've gone ahead and I've decorated the front, the interior or inside of the house, and the back like this. So have a lot of fun with it, and you can decorate it any way you want. I can't wait to see you. Don't forget to send me pictures of your completed projects when you're done. And remember, stay awesome, keep smiling, and know how much I miss you. Bye.